Hello and welcome to my F1 24 driver career mode here today, part 27 for the Dutch Grand Prix and the first race back after the summer break. Come into Zandvoort now and we come to the end of qualifying with nearly blocked by the Alpine, who was ready to turn out the way there to avoid getting the back of them. Up to the line though, and our first one is enough to put us P4, Albon P5, but this was at the end of the session. Charles Leclerc is hit the back of Logan Sargeant Perez on the racing line. You can see the crash there. Charles Leclerc coming at speed. Sergio Perez sat on the racing line, and Leclerc is out of qualifying with no front wing. Perez continues on, and there was a red flag briefly, but we're back out now, and this will be our final run, but we're a tenth and a half down, and we will start the race P11.
For years, the people of Zandvoort fondly recalled the Grand Prix they used to hold, and then came along Max Verstappen. Across Europe, the Orange Army sold seats and seats and seats, and now they have their own Grand Prix. It is time for race day in the Netherlands. Zandvoort circuit then, 14 corners, 10 to the right and 4 to the left, with plenty of steep camber and elevation changes to keep our drivers on their toes throughout the 2.6 mile lap. It's time to see how our drivers are stacking up after yesterday's exciting qualifying session. World champion Max Verstappen starts from pole position, edging out Lando Norris, who'll start from P2. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Oscar Piastri, Hamilton, Fernando Alonso, Perez, Russell, Stroll, Albon, Sainz, Brown, Ocon, Leclerc, Gasly, Tsunoda, Ricciardo, Hulkenberg, Joe, Sargeant, and Valtteri Bottas begins the race from the back of the grid. And with lights out just moments away, it's time to go down to the track. The formation lap gets underway then, and it's going to be interesting today to see how the dry conditions could affect the lifespan of the tyres. So as all the cars take their positions on the grid, the teams will be hoping their strategies pay off for them in today's race. But the question I'm asking is which teams have got it right and which teams have got it horribly wrong?
So it's the top two in the championship on the front row. Can Max Verstappen win again on home soil? We're a couple of cars back, and we're racing in Zandvoort with a lot boosted off the line. They've been beaten there by the Alpine of Ocon, but we're going to make it free wide and go around the outside of Ocon's Sainz. Sainz is in the middle of the track. Sainz had to back out with nearly hit the back of our teammate trying to find a way through. Sainz is back at the inside of us trying to find a way through. We can't get the traction. Ocon has had to back out earlier on in the lap. But we've gained 2 places on the open lap of this Grand Prix with a great move around the outside. Now we're on the back of Albon. We got podium last time out in Belgium. We've nearly dropped it there coming out of that corner. That's allowed Sainz to have a look at the inside of us, but he couldn't. We weren't brave enough on the brakes and he's backed out. But now, on to the start of lap 4. Sainz down inside of us. We couldn't really catch Albon. We were just staying in touch with him as Lando Norris got one of his trademark shockers of a start, and now he's fighting back through to get back into P2 and hunt down Max Verstappen. He got the gap down to 1 point last time out in in Belgium with that absolute shocker for Max. Round the outside now of his teammate Oscar Piastri. He's not going to fight that too much, and now Lando can get down the road and back after Max. We started to get closer and closer to the back of Albon, and by the end of lap 5 onto lap 6 we briefly were close. Sainz tried to get down the inside of us though. We were just keeping inside his DRS, but we couldn't quite get close enough to have a go on our teammate, so it was helping us out really defend Sainz. As here he goes again, as now we're close enough to Albon to go for a lunge down the inside. It's really pushed him there. Albon is on the outside. Where is Sainz? Sainz is nowhere to be seen, he's too far back, but we're past our teammate now. I feel like we had good pace in a way. Maybe we can get down the road after Lance Stroll, but Albon's coming back at us, and he's nearly got us as we defend round the outside, and we keep him behind, but Albon's coming again, and we're just costing each other time here. Really, either we need to back off or Albon needs to back off. Albon's still behind us, we've kept him behind for now, as now Albon is through, and we've really had to block off Sainz there to avoid him getting round our outside. We're still trying to keep Sainz behind, but Albon is back through, and he did start to pull away a little bit again, but we were just keeping inside his DRS as Sainz goes really to the inside. We really squeeze him towards the pit wall and keep him behind. This is one of our best defensive drives so far. We tried to get back down the inside of Albon, but couldn't get the traction or get further enough alongside. This time though, we're on the outside of Albon, and we retake P9 in this race. As we come on now towards the end of lap 16, we started to pull away a little bit from our teammate as we come in to make our one and only stop of the day. Albon and Sainz both stay out. Esteban Ocon follows us in because he was just adrift of the freeway battle we were having. So the softs go on, the mediums go on. It was a bit slow on the front right, but we've had to wait for an RB there to go through before we can come back out onto the track. Will that cost us? You can see the time we've lost to Ocon. We'll have to see what happens a lap later when Albon pits, but let's just see if this can be a good outlap. It's now on to the end of lap 17, on to lap 18. Albon's in, Sainz is in. As now, it's slow for Alex on the front left, and now he's going to be beaten out. We've had a shocker as a team in the pit stop there. Albon has lost out to Carlos Sainz. We come through turn 1, we've re-overtaken him, and Esteban Ocon has beaten him out as well. The undercuts work wonders for Ocon, and it's allowed us to pull away, and Albon's gone from the front of the battle to the back of the battle, and we're now in front, and we were just keeping Ocon at bay, but to the inside goes Esteban Ocon. He's got us. We're going to try and go back round the outside though, brake later, but Ocon has got us. We're just alongside, we're still alongside. We're going to get him though back round the outside. I thought it was a done deal for Ocon there, but we do get him back. As this is Pierre Gasly, the other Alpine. The engine has gone bang. Absolute shocker for Alpine and Gasly. Gasly seems to constantly retire. So we started to pull away a bit now from Esteban Ocon a bit, and Ocon's fell back into Carlos Sainz in his Mercedes. As to the outside goes Carlos Sainz, around the outside of Tarzan at the first corner. Charles Leclerc is starting to get on the up now as well. He's not having the best of races as the other McLaren of Oscar Piastri. McLaren having a good day in for the constructors when they took the lead off last time out in Belgium. It's gone wrong as Oscar Piastri's engine has gone bang. And now after Carlos Sainz was set free from Esteban Ocon, He caught us back up and he's got us into turn 1 quite easily there. We couldn't try and defend him around the outside. This is Albon now getting past Esteban Ocon around the outside. It's a great move. And Charles Leclerc is still getting in on the act. He's close now big time. Sainz is down the road. We've pulled away. So Esteban Ocon maybe has an issue. He's dropping down now because he's overtaken by Charles Leclerc as Alex Albon gets us around the outside as well, just in front. Albon has got us, and now this is Leclerc having a go at us, and he's got us into turn 1. But this now is for the final point of the day, so we're going to lunge back down the inside, keep Leclerc behind. Ocon is just staying in touch, but maybe we've had to turn the engine down due to an issue caused by Gasly. As now heading down the pit straight we go. Charles Leclerc's going for it again on our inside, and he's got us, but we're going to brake later, try and keep it pinned around the outside, and we keep the Ferrari behind. Just one more lap to do that. As going on to the final lap, Lando Norris has caught the back of Max Verstappen, and he's trying to deny Max the win on home soil like Max did to him back at Silverstone on the final lap. But he fends him off around the outside, does Max Verstappen, as now Charles Leclerc going for it again. He's got us again, but we're going to brake later, keep it pinned round the outside. This is the final lap of the Grand Prix. We're still side by side with the Ferrari, and we keep the Ferrari behind just there. Just a couple more corners as Lando Norris is just a little bit too far back. One more lap, maybe he would have had Max Verstappen for the win, but Max Verstappen, after the absolute shocker that was Spa, wins in Zandvoort at home once again. Lando's P2. George Russell has had a much better day than his teammate. Is going to come home for the final spot on the podium. But who is going to take the final point of the day? Charles Leclerc's got a great run. He's going to go to the inside. We're going to squeeze him, but the Ferrari of Charles Leclerc beat us on the line for that final point.
He has left the field behind. It is victory for Max Verstappen.
And I just absolutely love the scenes of that in lap today. You can see how much this meant to the crowd, and you know that for the driver that's going to mean so much. You look up to the crowd and you know that the majority of them there are there for you today. So it was a great day to make it count.
Here come today's winners. The team at Red Bull have done a phenomenal job recently. It's clear to see that they've put in the work, and they should be proud of the victory they've secured here.
That is what 1/10 of a second looks like in Formula 1. That's how far away we were from P10 and a point today. We fought so hard to keep Leclerc behind. Late resurgence from him after having a pretty shocker of a day. We were just constantly defending in that race, and in the end it came to nothing as Charles Leclerc takes the final point off of us. Max Verstappen has won the Dutch Grand Prix again from Lando Norris, from George Russell. Sergio Perez having a good day for once in P4, and Lance Stroll, don't know what he's taking this morning, finishes P5. Albon gets 2 points for us though in P9, and then Charles Leclerc P10 and us P11. Down at the back, of course, there was those 2 retirements in Pierre Gasly and Oscar Piastri, and it was Valtteri Bottas who was last then of the finishers. So in the championship it swung back Max's way. He's gained 6 points today at Zandvoort after Lando got the gap down to just 1 point after his win and Max's shocker in Belgium before the summer break last time out. It's very much heating up as we go into Monza next time. Charles Leclerc, after today's result, has really dropped off. He's now 49 points behind. Still got an outside chance, but it looks like it's going to be quite difficult for him for the rest of the season. Coming into this race, we were level on points with Albon. He's pulled that out. We're now 2 points behind him. He's got 37, we've got 35. Lewis Hamilton is still behind us with just 28 points compared to his teammates at 122. Down at the back, there's still a couple of drivers still yet to score this season. In terms of the constructors then, that Oscar Piastri DNF has really hurt McLaren today. Red Bull have taken a big bite back out of McLaren after McLaren got that gap up to 30 points and took the lead in Spa. It's now just 12 points, so really a bad day for McLaren in a way. Lando loses out in the drivers and they've lost out in the constructors as well. But that's been your Dutch Grand Prix then. Not the most exciting of Grand Prix. We go to the Temple of Speed next as we go racing in Monza. I'll see you then. Goodbye.